ABC News Chief Washington Correspondent Jonathan Karl, who'll be hosting This Week later this morning, and our political director and D.C. Bureau Chief Rick Klein. Good morning to the both of you. Rick, let's go ahead and start with you and the polling heading into this debate. Where do things stand right now nationally, and has there been any recent shift in momentum?
Yeah, we had a poll out about a week ago that had Kamala Harris with a decent-sized lead, up about 6 points among likely voters in our ABC Ipsos poll. But we've seen some tightening in the race even since then. The latest 538 polling average has Harris up by about 3 points, and a real sign the momentum has shifted in this race back in the other direction. Just with a poll out this morning from the New York Times in Siena, that poll actually has Donald Trump up by a single point, all within the margin of error, but still an indication of just how close this race is. And any of the momentum that Harris seemed to have over the last couple of months appears to have dissipated.
Yeah, just a razor-thin margin there. And we know, Rick, that this is all going to be decided in those battleground states. How are things shaping up there?
Yeah, and there's only 7 big battleground states. The map really hasn't changed. And when Joe Biden left the race, he was trailing in all of those states. Donald Trump was ahead in all of them. Right now, though, it is a bit of a different portrait. You see all of those red places are turning a little bit bluer, but only a little bit. Right now, Harris leading in 5 of the 7 states that are considered battlegrounds. That includes right here in Pennsylvania, where the debate will be on Tuesday night. But you see that margin, less than a percentage point separating the two. It is going to be as tight as ever in those battleground states, almost certainly.
All right, Rick, thank you. And John, let's go to you here. Based on those numbers here, give us a sense of what's at stake for each candidate and what they need to accomplish in this debate.
Well, for Kamala Harris, I think one thing you saw in that New York Times poll is that the persuadable voters, the thing that you hear over and over again, is that they need to know more about where Kamala Harris actually stands on the issue. The Times poll also showed that 47% of voters say that she's too liberal, compared to just 32% who say Trump is too conservative. That shows that she needs this debate to help define herself in the eyes of Americans. She's also going to try to get under Donald Trump's skin to remind voters, to let Donald Trump remind voters of the chaotic nature of his presidency. For Trump, it's getting through and not appearing to be the unhinged, out-of-control candidate that he has been portrayed by Democrats. So they both have a lot to accomplish here. They both have a lot to accomplish here.
Yeah, his team saying they want him to stay focused on the issues as much as he can. Yeah. John, you also have that exclusive interview with Liz Cheney coming up on This Week. What's the significance of that endorsement from her and her father, Dick Cheney, for Kamala Harris? And does it have any real impact on this race?
You know, I'm not sure what the impact is going to be, but we should take a moment and realize how extraordinary this moment in our politics are. Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney both had been seen as 2 of the most conservative Republicans in the land, and partisan Republicans. The fact that they have taken this extraordinary step, not only to say that Donald Trump is unfit for office, but that they would endorse Kamala Harris is significant. And look at the others, other prominent Republicans, most of the prominent Republican figures of the last 20 years, people like Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, Mike Pence, Donald Trump's own vice president, members of the McCain family, who have also come out and said that they will not be supporting Donald Trump. That is very significant. We'll see what rank and file Republican voters say. And I must say one other thing. Mary Alice mentioned that the former president, George W. Bush, is not making an endorsement. That's hugely significant. Here you have, you know, the surviving former Republican president who's not named Donald Trump saying that he will not be endorsing his party's nominee. That's a major moment as well.
Yeah, all of this highlighting the major shift in the political landscape.
Yeah.
Jonathan, Karl, Rick Klein, to both of you, thanks so much as always. Again, you can see the first presidential debate live on Tuesday night right here on ABC. And be sure to tune into This Week later this morning to see John's exclusive interview with Liz Cheney.